Lucas here with another installment of Ask Gerald, where you get your real estate questions answered. Today's question comes from David. David writes from New Brunswick, New Jersey. David writes, "My brother, who has been working in Silicon Valley, moved to Idaho, where rents are cheaper, and he's working from home. Will this trend lower housing prices in cities across the U.S.?" Well, David, there was definitely exodus of people from both, say San Francisco area and New York City since the beginning of the pandemic. And certainly in Manhattan, there was a huge exodus, particularly when infection rates were very high in March and April, and more people were looking for more space. However, when you get outside of New York City and San Francisco, which are the two most expensive rental markets in the United States, at least up until now, most urban areas have actually kept pace with, most urban housing markets have kept pace with suburban housing markets. And who knows, maybe that's because the coronavirus now has spread to rural and suburban areas as well. I'm not sure, we have to certainly wait and see. But urban housing markets generally outside of San Francisco and New York City have kept pace with suburban markets. However, I guess the one difference is that median home price growth has dropped a little bit more in urban areas than it has in suburban areas. It's dropped in both areas. So it's down over 3% in suburban areas. It's down over 9% in urban areas. But in general, that phenomenon that you're seeing in San Francisco and New York, you're not seeing that in all the other urban markets throughout the United States. But in general, I think more so than increased telecommuting, which is certainly, one of the things that's happened as a result of the pandemic, I think the more important factor going forward for housing, in most of the U.S. certainly, is the shortage of housing inventory. That's actually driving things more than this telecommuting trend is. So, thanks for your question, David. For more real estate information and tips, visit my blog at geraldlucas.com. I'm Gerald Lucas, and I'll see you again soon.